All right, we have with us the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott. Governor, how are you, sir?
Doing great, man. You're spot on as usual. There's a reason why you're the great one, and you were just articulating it right there.
Well, thank you, Governor. And you're pretty great yourself. I wanted to talk to you about this Islamist center, 150,000 square feet opening up in Houston, and then you have this other center that's trying to open up in Plano, Texas. It looks like your state is targeted. I believe they want to target like a Mandami result in order to try and radicalize the population and try to turn people out and try to turn a red state into a blue state. Am I right? And what can be done about it? And what are you doing about it?
Well, actually, to be honest with you, I think I'm doing more about it than any other governor in America because we all know what happened with Mandami and the Marxist regime he's imposing there, and we're not going to let it happen here. Let me quickly tell you what we've done. So you mentioned that it's called the Epic Center up in the Dallas area that we just shut down. Let me tell you what it was, what we did. Epic, they proposed an Islamic-only development, and I signed a law that we passed here this past session that prevents compounds like Epic City from even being created. What it did, it banned them from creating no-go zones. It prevented them from selling or renting land only to people who follow Islam. Mm-hmm. It requires that disputes be brought under Texas laws and courts, not under Sharia law, and it empowers the Attorney General in Texas to shut down developments like that. I want you to know, as we're talking right now, we have ongoing investigations by the Attorney General, by the Texas Rangers, by the Fair Housing Agency, by the Texas State Securities Board, by the Texas Commissioner on Environmental Quality, to make sure that this attempted Epic Center up in the Dallas area is never going to get off the ground. To be clear, Texas law and Texas courts are the only law that governs our residents, our businesses, and our neighborhoods. And Mark, the last thing on top of all that, previously I signed a law saying that Sharia law does not apply in Texas. And then furthering that, both you and I are very much constitutionalist. Mm-hmm. Texas has a very precise constitution. In Article 1, Section 1 of our Constitution, it says that only Texas and United States law apply in our state, no other law. And then Article 1, Section 6 says that no one can have religious beliefs forced on them. It doesn't say Sharia law, but any type of law like that. No religious belief can be forced on anybody in the state of Texas. So we got it covered from our Constitution, from laws that are signed, from law enforcement that are working on it as we speak.
You're really a fantastic governor. I got to say, you've been out front on immigration. You've been out front on taxes. You're out front on this Marxist Islamist crap. You really have done a good job. I mean, and under incredibly difficult circumstances, when the Biden regime was in office, they were violating federal immigration law, and you were enforcing federal immigration law. And you're running for re-election, correct?
Absolutely. Just announced I'm running for re-election. I got to tell you that one of the last things that you mentioned is one of the things that we're running on, and that is what we did on immigration. So in addition to all that, in addition to building our own border wall, in addition to deploying 5,000 National Guard, I also signed a law that authorizes every law enforcement officer in Texas to arrest anybody here illegally and allows law enforcement to send back across the border anybody.
Can I hold you through the break, because I want to talk to you further, including about your election and the president's endorsement and taxes, what you've done there. I mean, it needs to be heard. We're heard all over the state of Texas. So we'll be right back. We're coming upon the 250th birthday of the United States, and it has me thinking, what will America look like 250 years from now? My friends at the Heritage Foundation want to know what you think. What policies should America prioritize? What principles should carry us into the decades ahead? As America enters a new golden age, Heritage recognizes that this is the time to take stock and to be intentional about how we shape the future of America. And they can't do it without your input. So please go to heritage.org/LEVIN and let them know what you think is important. Without patriots like you stepping up and speaking up for what you believe in, America as we know it can't survive for another 250 years. Please go to heritage.org/Levin, heritage.org/Levin. Take the survey on America's future. This survey takes less than 10 minutes to complete, but it is critical for making sure that the America we pass on to future generations is an America we're proud of. Go to heritage.org/Levin today. That's heritage.org/Levin. Paid for by the Heritage Foundation. We're here with the great governor of Texas, and he is great, Greg Abbott, who's running for re-election. Before I get to that, Governor, you are promoting also a major property tax relief plan. You don't have an income tax in Texas, so you're now focused on the property taxes there. Tell us what you have in mind.
Well, listen, we got to make housing more affordable in Texas, and one of the most unaffordable parts of housing in Texas is the property taxes. And so we have a multi-point plan and with solutions. It's complicated in Texas because the state itself does not impose a property tax. Only local governments impose property taxes. And so we actually use $51 billion of the state budget to try to buy down property tax rates. But Mark, you know what happens is these local governments, they just go behind our back and raise taxes even more. So point number one is we have to stop local governments from all of the reckless spending that is the cause of property taxes in the first place. Second, we want to ensure that no one is going to be taxed without voter approval. And I want not just voter approval, but in every request to increase property taxes, it should receive 2/3 vote. Third is we want to empower voters to actually roll back their property tax rates, to impose their own property tax cut in their own community. And then in Texas, we have skyrocketing appraisals, and we want to rein those in. Right now, there's an allowance of allowing your appraisal to increase 10% per year, which is shocking to people when they see their appraisal. And we want to limit that to an appraisal not every year, but once only 5 years, and then let it increase no more than 3%. And then finally, Mark, we just had multiple constitutional amendments on our ballot last week in Texas to rein in property taxes. I want one more constitutional amendment to pass, and that is giving voters the ability to not have to pay anything on their school district property tax in Texas. Instead, Texas as a state will be responsible for that bill. That one alone would reduce property taxes by about 2/3 of the property tax bills that people get.
Yeah, because 2/3 goes to the schools.
Right.
Well, that's a wonderful plan. You know, I'm a resident of Florida, but I also live in Virginia, and Virginia's gone to hell. Now the Democrats have taken over. It's going to be, they're going to be unbounded. Now, President Trump likes you a lot, doesn't he? He's endorsed you, a full-throated endorsement, right?
I tell you what, it was strong and very generous and very kind of him. I've enjoyed working with him, and among other things, especially on the border, making sure we secure that border. But he and I have developed a really good relationship, and I was very proud when his endorsement came out last night.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't beat that, but I'd be more than happy. I'm going to endorse you myself because I think you're a great governor. Very important.
That's great.
Very, very important. What you're doing there is really important for the country, too. The congressional districts and everything else, Governor. You deserve it. You deserve the support of Levinites throughout Texas, conservatives throughout Texas, Republicans throughout Texas. You're not going to do any better than Greg Abbott. I can tell you that right now. So we wish you all the best, and we want you to come back.
Well, thank you. Definitely thank you for your endorsement. And we're going to come back. We're going to win, and we'll come back on the Mark Levin Show again. But just very much appreciate your endorsement. You're very generous.
Now, if people want to help out, where do they go, Governor?
Very easy. GregAbbott.com. GregAbbott.com.
Doesn't get any easier. All right. Well, we're going to put that up on our social sites. Let's help out the governor. We have to help out the good guys wherever they are and wherever we can. All right. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless you, my friend.
God bless you also, Mark. Thank you very much.
You bet. It's not a hard endorsement, America. Is it, Rich? The guy's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.